I'm gonna have bad math and then you're gonna believe me, is what happened with supposed genius Terrence Howard. Welcome back, Bladers, to another episode of Beyblade. Today we're gonna be talking about Terrence Howard, the genius. Before we get into the synopsis of the mission, we gotta do the rundown. He's essentially just an actor, and his only really big role was playing one of Tony Stark's allies in Iron Man. Other than that, he's had some subpar roles in some movies that I haven't seen, but at the same time, I don't really watch movies. I have attention span longer than a TikTok watcher, but not long enough to be watching movies. Now, I'm sure you're at this point in the video and you're wondering, what the fuck, what'd he do to you? Did he do something wrong? What, he took one of your acting roles? You seem awfully salty for no fucking reason. And first of all, damn, the fuck you coming at me for? I ain't do nothing. But second, he gets real dumb real fast. I forgot a crucial piece of lore as well. If it even matters, it doesn't at all, but I'll just include it just because I feel like it. He's also on the Empire. If y'all know what that is, I'm not fucking sure. I think I heard about that when I was in high school. Not sure if it's ongoing or not. Honestly, couldn't care less if it is. Okay, now that's all of his lore as far as I know. We can now get into all his dumb shit. The thing I want to start with is that this man thinks he's a genius, which led him to, I guess, start playing with Minecraft enchantment language, I guess. After fucking around with some Minecraft enchantment language, he somehow came to the conclusion that 1 times 1 equals 2. Now, I've told y'all time and time again, I'm shit at basic math, right? Like, I really don't know what the fuck 32 plus 75 is, but I damn sure know that 1 times 1 does not in fact equal 2. And I really don't care what type of fucking languages and symbols and fucking play toy things that you've been fucking around with. Nothing on this planet or in this universe or in the next 500 universes in no time ever would 1 times 1 equals 2. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't even have to break this down, but I will, like, real fucking quickly. All multiplication is just taking two groups or two or more groups and just adding them, essentially. I'm about to be Teacher Josh for a second, so stick with me.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Say you have 2 boxes. Inside each box is 2 items. You have 2 boxes with 2 items. Add them together, what do you get? 4. Same thing if you have 1 box with 1 item. You have 1 item. Now, somehow he got to the conclusion that if he has an apple in one universe and he puts it in another, he now has 2. Or maybe it's that if he has 1 apple in one universe, he has another apple in another universe, and now he has somehow 2. Like, I sound as confused as y'all watching the video because I'm really trying to wrap my head around what I'm even talking about right now. As far as I know, that's as far as his quote unquote Terryology goes. Yes, brother did in fact name his own science math language after himself. Honestly, no comment there. Don't get too settled in yet, folks. It gets even worse somehow. So he went on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, and I'm gonna just say right now, he didn't do that good. Like, I'm pretty sure y'all are wondering, how the fuck do you do good at a podcast? That doesn't even almost make sense. But everything he said was just bad and misinformation. He starts this 3-hour podcast off talking about, oh, I remember when I was in the womb, man. I seen something waving across my face and I gave it a name. I didn't know what it was, but then I found out it was just my hand and I went back to sleep.
My first memory was almost like when you're dreaming and you're falling and you hit the bottom and you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first memory, but I didn't wake up here. I was inside my mother's womb. And I was about maybe 6 months inside the womb. And I'm like, okay, don't forget I'm here. Okay. Don't forget. You go to sleep. You wake up again. Now something's moving in front of you. And you're like, oh, that's my friend. But I had a different name for it. I didn't know it was my hand. But I knew I had a title for it. Go back to sleep, all of those things. Then ultimately you get ready to come out. I remember all of that.
You remember coming out?
Remember being compressed, and you want to panic, but you're flooded with some serotonin and dopamine to where you feel relaxed. You go right back to sleep. You remember being born. I remember being circumcised. I remember the whole 9.
And the entire everything of that was just him saying that he remembers his birth, from every detail. He would just wake up and go to sleep, and then he remembers coming out the womb being compressed and shit and circumcised. Just a bunch of stupid shit that doesn't even make sense. Now, I'm sure 1 in every millionth kid that's born, maybe one of them could possibly remember being born, but I highly fucking doubt it. Now I looked this up to even see if this was possible, and short answer is no. A doctor by the name of Dung Trin, I don't even know how to pronounce that, I probably butchered the fuck out of that, but nevertheless, Mr. Doctor Man, he was like, yeah, that's not even possible because we have infantile amnesia, which basically erases all memories before the age of like 3, which makes sense because just about literally everybody doesn't remember anything until about the age of 3. I don't know, maybe some of y'all in the comments can recall y'all birth too, let me know. His proof for all of this is that when his wife was pregnant, he would shine the light on her stomach and wave it across her stomach every day at like 6 p.m. And then he'd play like epic Fortnite music in the background as well.
And the proof of it was when my wife Mira, that you just met, when she was 6 months pregnant with my son Kieran, I wanted to prove to her what I was talking about. So I put a light on her stomach every day at 6 o'clock at night. And I would move that light back and forth, and I'd put a song on for a week straight. On Saturday, after a week, I didn't put the light there, and I didn't do the music. And he pushed up on her stomach. And then when I put the light there, he started following the light. And for the next 2 months, we did this every night, and he would go all the way around her belly, back and forth, always pushing on it. You know, I didn't understand at the time.
Now, I'm no doctorologist ever or anything, right? But I'd like to think that in 6 weeks, the baby has developed a little bit and now it can like try to move around a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know. But I can't imagine that the baby like putting its hand up was for the light. He tries to tie this in saying that, oh yeah, my son, he loves lights now. He loves lights. They're so epic to him. He fucking loves them, man.
Interfered with the development process, and maybe he's wrapped the cord around his neck. I shouldn't have done all of this, but it came out wonderful and fine. And this little boy, first thing he wanted to do is see light. He loved lights from that early stage. And
it's like, bro, what the fuck does that even almost have to do with literally anything that you were talking about? So because your son likes lights and you shined a flashlight on your wife's stomach, that now proves that you can remember your own birth. Huh? After talking about how he somehow remembers his birth supposedly, he ends up going on a tangent about how he wanted to rebuild the periodic table.
And I was going to spend 40 years rebuilding the periodic table, and I found out that Walter Russell had already did that. And he did it based upon the natural curvature of everything.
And when you say rebuild the periodic table, what do you mean specifically?
Well, the way the periodic table is laid out, the periodic table they have now,
let's see.
It looks like a box.
Image of it.
It looks like a straight box.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't show the relationship that between every element, there's two
All right, here's the periodic table.
You'll see hydrogen sitting all the way over there by itself, but they don't show that hydrogen has the same tone as carbon.
What do you mean by tone?
Same tone, same key of E.
Because apparently it doesn't show the correlation or the relationship between some of the elements. I'm not gonna lie, this dude is a prime waxster. I don't even know how to summarize what he's saying. Like normally I'm able to like kind of pick through stuff and summarize it in like a way that literally anybody can comprehend what I'm talking about. But this is so stupid that I don't even know where to start, what to believe, and how to even go about anything that he's talking about. And I would assume that's what most people think when they hear this dude start yapping, but this guy has followers. Like people actually believe the shit he be saying. And to that, I just ask how? Like, how did you even, what? Back to the periodic table thing. I'm no fucking Scientologist ever, but I'm almost positive that those elements are put in such a specific manner that they're organized by something. And you know what? I literally didn't even type anything in this time to get this answer. I literally just asked Siri and it's fucking grouped by atomic number. And all that is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom of that element. It's not that hard to find. It took me not even 2 seconds. We'll move on from the podcast because it's literally just 3 hours hours of Terrence Howard just saying a bunch of fucking hoo-ha while Joe Rogan sits there and just tries to ask him anything else. There are like 2 or 3 more things I want to bring up before we close this episode out. In 2021, he told Uganda that he could save them with his drones that he made from some new hydrogen technology. These drones would replace like helicopters, planes, and all types of shit, supposedly, according to him.
I studied chemical engineering at Pratt Institute, was there for 2 years until I saw that there was an inconsistency with the math there. And so I went out to explore a new way of understanding how the universe works, and I was able to define the grand unified field equation they've been looking for and put it into geometry. And then with that geometry, I was able to put props on that. And what I'm saying is now we have invented a new form of flight that I would like to bring here to Uganda to replace the drones, to replace the helicopters, to replace the planes.
And the name for this nonsense, the linchpin, whatever the fuck that's even almost supposed to mean. It sounds like a knockoff penguin from Spider-Man. Honestly, I could go into more details about this guy and just tell y'all more shit that he's talked about and said and just all the lies that he spread, boss, but I just don't even feel like it's worth your time if I'm being honest. Thanks to all of the 2 people, or at least like 2 or 3 that I've seen that said I should make a video on Terrence Howard. I'm not gonna lie though, y'all kind of some assholes because this dude is so wacky and everything that he says is just always so wrong. I still can't believe the teriology in the 1 times 1 somehow equaling 2. If y'all bladers have anything else, any more like topics or anything y'all want me to cover, just drop it in the comments. I'm always open to like just talk about stuff that maybe y'all seen that I haven't. Bladers, congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. You made it this far, you might as well hit the subscribe button. It's nice, big and red, and on top of that, it's free. I seen you laughing while you was eating your baguette. Can I have a piece of baguette? No? Oh, okay, my bad. Anyways, yeah, just can't wait to see y'all in the next episode of Beyblade. Bye-bye. Welcome back. Alert. Welcome back. Alert. Hey, welcome back to the special outro. Up into the video. I assume you distance made to the special outro. If you like the video, leave a like. If you dislike the video, don't ever dislike my video ever. And yeah, if you want more me, more wacky, hit that big ass red button, turn to a big ass green button. I don't even know where the fuck I got that shit from. I'm just wacky. But yeah, thank you bladers for your time today. And remember to let it rip.